roche.ie.
And we're joined in the studio with Jean Roche. He's here to talk about his music, and he's going to be singing live as well. Hi, Jean.
How are you?
Good. Nice to have you in here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
No worries. So you're based in Dublin, right?
Yeah. D12.
And how long have you been singing and performing for?
Well, playing guitar for a few years, but I think the career started 4 years ago.
Okay.
Sorry guys, hang on 2 seconds. We had a bit of a fade there. I love these interviews. Sorry, I get overawed with these interviews because I love just finding creative people and talking to them. How did you get involved in songwriting? What came first? Were you writing first, or was it music first?
It was writing. I had an interest in writing, but it wasn't going to go anywhere, I think. It was a friend of mine. He set up his own home studio, and I asked him if I could, use it to record a few songs, and he was happy enough to let me. So that's how it kind of all started. But yeah, the first song was, I think, I wrote loads of them way before that happened, like a year or two. So yeah, it was basically just recording the songs and then just trying to get them out there.
Yeah, and I'm curious, we're going to hear some of your music in a few minutes, but what artists sort of inspired you? What type of genres would you always kind of come back to, or is it a very eclectic mix?
Well, yeah, I listened to probably everything, but it was kind of mostly just like Bob Dylan or the Beatles, stuff like that.
Very solid, yeah.
The classics.
Yeah. I'm getting excited.
What inspires your music then? What do you normally write about generally, just to get an idea of your stuff?
Well, I don't really sit down to write songs. It's more just whatever comes to me, really. So it's kind of hard to explain.
It's a very creative process, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Is it spontaneous? Does it just happen? Do you go everywhere with a notebook because ideas just pop into your head and you have to take them down immediately, or?
Yeah, usually just write memos on my phone.
Yeah, that's the way artists are going. Just the notepad always on you. But so would that be would you work like that? Would you ever sit down and say I'm going to write now, or do you find that that's too forced?
Yeah, I never do that, because any time I did do that, it's kind of it doesn't produce anything real good, really.
Too unnatural of an environment. And do you get many chances around Dublin? What's the scene like in terms of for an up and coming musician? What's it like trying to get gigs?
Yeah, it's I don't really try that much. I was more interested in being a internet musician.
Yeah,
kind of trying to get myself out online, because I thought there were more opportunities that way.
Do you get a buzz off performing, or is the fun of it more the process for you?
I do. I don't know. I don't really feel like a musician in that sense. I do kind of find it cringy.
Really?
It's kind of when everyone's singing "Happy Birthday" to you. It's stop looking at me.
Really?
Yeah, genuinely. I do love music and playing music, but it's performing in front of people is kind of.
That's interesting. I think people always have an idea that when you're a performer, that's you love it and you want to be in the spotlight all the time. But I feel like a lot of people who are really creative don't actually want to be in the spotlight themselves. They just want to make stuff.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. They always said that about Kurt Cobain, that he was super, and others, but he was super quiet and kind of shy off stage, and it turned on then on stage. I know that's common, but you're the first musician I've ever talked to that's been I don't really like performing. And even I do a bit of stand-up comedy, and people get other comics get annoyed at me because I say this all the time. I think most comedians are just failed musicians. Honestly.
Oh my god.
I think the high you can get. I would love. See, this is strange to me because you've got the musical ability that I wish I had, but I love the performance side of things. I don't think there's anything really comparable to the high you can get off singing a song, especially if it's a song you wrote and having a crowd sing it back. Do you go to concerts? Do you enjoy attending concerts?
No.
Is it just because the acts you like are
they're all
old or dead?
Yeah.
What if they were alive? If the Beatles were touring now, or if Bob Dylan, would you go?
Yeah, I would, but
you'd think.
But now it's I had a chance to go and see Bob Dylan, but it was like, you're better off just watching him on YouTube.
You're a very strange musician, I have to say.
It's like, I don't want to watch an old man on stage.
What if he was younger? What if we could go back in time? What age?
I feel like there's a lot of what ifs that are stacking up now for you to have to go to a concert.
I know, but this is just blowing my mind. This is sorry,
blowing my mind a bit as well.
It's is there any I don't even know iconic concerts that you think wouldn't have been cringy, or just in general that idea of one person performing? And
no, I mean it's cringy for me, but it's watching someone play, that's not cringe, but it's for me, it's people watching me, there's that weird kind of thing about it.
Wow. It is interesting. It's very interesting. I'm glad it's nice to hear a different conversation than
Chris was expecting an egomaniac to walk in here.
Not even that, but it's always cool when people say things you don't expect. So I do appreciate that. And have you a couple of songs you want to play for us, or one in particular, or?
I mean, it depends on how much time we have, I guess.
We've got time. We start with one, will we? And then we'll see how we're doing. Because if you whip out like a Freebird-esque 10-minute anthem, we might not have time for a second. But if you want to give us the first one, and then we'll see how we're doing.
We'll take these off.
If you want to,
comfortable.
Get yourself comfy. Yeah.
So it's okay.
Yep.
Tiny bit closer to the mic if you can just get I'll just move it to the edge of the table a little bit. There you go.
Thanks. Waiting for someone to meet, shoes clamped to concrete, wasting in the summer heat. There'll be better days, you're just gonna have to wait. Waiting in your room, empty bottle and perfume, and before too soon, your face was lit up by the moon. There'll be better days, you're just gonna have to wait. Can't hear you walk, and I can't hear you talk. Inside the winter fog that covers your face of chalk. There'll be better days, you're just gonna have to wait.
Fantastic, man.
Oh, thank you.
That was really nice. Actually, I'm just after realising you were talking about promoting yourself online a lot. We never got any of your socials if people want to find your music.
Yeah, it's most of it's at Jean Roche Music.
Spotify, YouTube.
Yeah, if you go onto YouTube or any of them, all the links are in the description.
And can I get the name of the song as well, actually?
Wait.
Wait. W-A-I-T. Perfect.
I feel like it really suited the mood of the day.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was lovely. And actually, I was watching you. You've obviously brought your own guitar in here, a lovely guitar. And you said to us off air before you started that you got that guitar is older than you.
Yeah, it was my uncle who gave it to me. His then girlfriend made him get rid of it because he bought a new one. So.
Then girlfriend, I'm not surprised if she was making him get rid of his guitars.
I feel like that's always how things come to an end.
Did he ever come looking for it back?
No. He's not getting it back.
He knew not to come looking.
I mean, it kind of brings me on to that topic of like, was there anyone in particular in your life, whether it was your uncle or someone else, who really kind of got you into music?
No, it was just me. I always loved music. I didn't even know he played guitar.
Really?
Yeah. And I don't have a very musical family. Like my granddad, he used to play the accordion, but that's about it.
I feel like the accordion's a difficult one to play, in fairness. There's a lot of buttons and stuff on that.
Yeah, it's a real tough one to start yourself off on.
Yeah.
Well, I've never seen him play, so I don't know how good he was.
For the sake of the radio, let's say he was a prodigy.
So he was the most talented accordion musician ever.
No, it's fascinating. I find you fascinating. Sorry, I'm just like because most musicians I've talked to gone, oh yeah, my dad or so and so, but I like that you've just discovered it on your own. You know, you don't need to come from a musical family to have a musical flair and a passion for it. It's not genetic. So I like seeing that. And then I wanted to ask you as well, for you when you think back on it, do you have like early memories of music, or do you have a memory of falling in love with music, or deciding you wanted to write something, or just certain songs that kind of bring you back to a time, or anything like that, any kind of nostalgia?
No, I think like anyone's just listening to whatever your parents were listening to, or it's like songs on the radio, stuff like that. But you know, I don't like any of the stuff my parents like. So
what would that be?
Like
name and shame.
Rod Stewart, Michael Jackson.
Yeah, Michael Jackson's a divisive one, isn't he?
Oh yeah.
He has some good songs, but
he's a character. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. And we'll leave it at that.
Drop the topic.
That's. I think we do have a bit of time. So, would you like to? Do you have another song you'd like to play for us?
Yeah, I can squeeze one in.
Yeah, go squeeze one in. What's the name of this one before we go?
Last Time.
Last Time. Perfect.
You walked down this street so many times, and nothing new did you ever find. Time has passed you by many times before. With so much time left, you lost so much more. You finally made it to the crossroads, but still you have nowhere to go. Thoughts come crashing through like a wave, trapped to your dreams, just like a slave. And you've never felt the wind blow, and soon it'll be too late, and you'll never know.
Golf clap, unreal. Yeah. No, it was fantastic. We've been very lucky to get the two songs in. What was the name of that one? Last
Time.
Last Time. So we've had Wait and Lost Time. Those are the two songs. And do you have more songs available on Spotify?
Yeah, they're all on YouTube and SoundCloud.
And so I suppose we are gonna have to wrap up. As much as I would love to continue diving into this, we are going to have to wrap up so we can wrap up the show and get on to the news and stuff like that. But do you want to just shout out those social media handles one last time?
Yeah, it's at Jean Roche, JEAN ROCHE music, and should be for everything.
Perfect.
Brilliant. All right.
Thanks so much for joining us, Sean.
Thanks for having me.
We appreciate it. We've